So here to talk through this Tapa by Serkan Yürekli with this theme of identical pairs all around the grid, these repeated clues, and this is a great way to learn about some of the different clue styles. So it's a good beginner level puzzle like in the Starter Pack 2 book that Serkan wrote for us to get you used to Tapa puzzles. This 2 clue only has 2 cells it can take, so it's the one that's first filled in this corner, but it actually effectively finishes this clue, and that means that actually this 2-3 is also effectively finished with the start. Because of the connectivity of the Tapa, this has to extend one more, which finishes this 2-3 clue and marks the rest off, and we can take even one more cell for connectivity. Coming back to the Tapa 2-2, right on the edge is always a finishable clue, and in marking that in, it closes off the rest of this clue, so we need to shade this cell and not this cell, so no 2x2 squares, but we keep the rest of the grid all connected. This bottom 3 in the space will always take this cell just opposite it, and actually in this space it always will have to take this cell, because it can take this stretch of 3 or this stretch of 3, but notice once this cell is marked, this clue now has to take these 3, that finishes this group of 3 as well. This set of clues interacts with this 2-2 up above, so because of the no 2x2 rule, we can't take across this edge. We can't take both of these cells, so this one is quickly marked off. This now is a singleton, so it can't be part of a 2-2 shaded group, and so we only have 5 cells that need to be 2 with a gap with another 2 that work. And so this is how that 2 gets complete. This 2-2 has a first one around it, but not a second one. So this gets marked in, this gets marked in. These 2-2s work the same way as the ones at the top. So we've got to take the left and right side for the first part to work. That finishes this top element, marks this off, marks this in. We can think a little bit about this 1-1 in the corner where it's going to take this cell or this cell, but neither of these can be used so that these clues basically work together. And what we now have is an isolated channel that only stays connected if I come through it. That effectively puts in a 2-cell group around this clue, and the only single cell I can still reach and escape is this one. So this clue is now finished. That actually also finishes this, it turns out. No 2x2 square here means I only take this top cell, and we're now through that corner. And so we're into the mid stage of this puzzle, and the mid stage of the puzzle is thinking about a 1-5 clue. And the thing about a 1-5 clue is it's going to have 2 white cells, but they will always be 2 cells apart. So there's going to be a 1 and a 5, and that can be this way or this way. But that we already have this 1 cell marked in, you can mark the 2 right next to it as black, and these other 3 as black. That's a great way to get started. And then the thing we need to think about is how do we still keep this connected and get through the rest of the grid? And some of that will come by also then considering this 5-5 clue we just intersected with. So this 5 can go as far as here, but always takes these cells. That marks this off. And now to get this center group working, we need to take this cell to stay connected. So this closes out this way. Connectivity gives us these. It marks off this. Connectivity gives us this. This 5 must take these top 2 to work. This 5 is then going to continue this stretch run and take these to work out. I can't take this cell around the 2, which means I can't take this cell around this 2. So I take these to finish this out. No 2x2 square in the last cell to keep it all connected. So a pretty good Tuesday workout, but it highlights a lot of the great steps that Tapa puzzles force you to use, connections in different ways, looking ahead with different clues in different places, and this theme's just super elegant. So the Tapa master, Serkan, has really given us a good example of the kinds of puzzles you'll see across his books. So please look to Starter Pack 2 and other of the Tapa and variation collections that we have if you're interested in many more Tapa puzzles from Serkan. Thanks, we'll see you again soon.